1 week since we last talked to you.
What a great intro.
I know, I can't remember. I can't remember.
Okay, this time with some energy, Brandt. Come on, start over.
1 week since we talked to you.
It's been 1 week since you talked to me.
Yeah.
I know, it's going bare naked ladies on that one,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
But it's another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. I'm a host, Brandt Goebel, joined by
Tyler Thomas.
and
Brennanamunja.
All right, so today we are going to be putting our necks out on the line.
With Liquid Death. We're not sponsored by Liquid Death, but we're all drinking it today.
Not yet. Not yet. One day.
It's hopeful advertising.
It's aspirational.
Aspirational advertising.
I want to be sponsored by teeth whitening.
Oh, yeah.
So that way we get free teeth whitening. So I don't have to just get a tan.
I don't know.
Nice.
Maybe Metamucil.
Wow.
I'm getting up there. Salon Pass. You got that patch that goes on your...
I don't know. But thanks for listening anyway.
Yeah, we
despite our lack
appreciate
of good jokes.
This episode is sponsored
Not-
by Rogaine.
Not Brandt. He's the best joke teller. He even prepares his jokes in advance.
Absolutely.
That's right. I've
And he's
got
got
a
to tell it
whole-
to everybody before he says the joke.
Your mama is so fat.
Finish it.
That's the joke.
How fat is she? When she sits around the house, she sits around the house.
Oh boy,
I saw one.
that got heavy real quick.
Your mama's so fat, she does hopscotch like this. Los Angeles, Chicago. All right.
Stupid.
Wow.
So, to the serious stuff. We're going to move on to this very serious stuff about preseason predictions. They're set in stone. We can't do anything about it except for tease each other all the way through the season when stuff goes wrong because we rarely get things right. Of course,
I don't know.
People
Last year
rarely-
we did really. Oh, that was I. Sorry, I did really
a lot
well.
of I
A
statements.
lot of I statements.
we've been
over
taking
here.
turns. It was you and then Brennan, and I think I did the best the first year. I got lucky. But I think most prognosticators, they never go back and talk about. They're all
No.
so eager to,
Yeah.
oh,
Move
yeah.
on.
RSL, like everybody last year, RSL is going to be terrible. They're going to end at the bottom. And we didn't.
Nope.
And nobody went back. Of course, there is someone who keeps the receipts.
Who?
Trey.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that guy.
Trey
That guy
will
knows.
he will keep the receipts for RSL. There is not a bigger fighter bulldog for Real Salt Lake other than
Trey
Wiki
Fitzgerald.
Trey Fitzgerald. So we thought we'd do our predictions for this year. First off, I thought, why don't we go through and do very eloquently describe how you expect the season to go for the team. Not predicting how they're going to end anything, but just the season in general. The last few years has been kind of interesting. Started strong, finished not so strong. So what are your thoughts how it's all going to go? Anybody want to go or you want me to go?
Vibration.
Yeah, go ahead. Is that the air?
We can pause for a second if you want.
Let's pause. We're pausing. Hey, intermission.
Salon pot.
So yeah, that's the big signing that we're going to have this year.
Oh, wait,
It's
we
going to
haven't got
be
that far.
pretty large. Oh, sorry.
Technical difficulties. So I've been thinking about this. I think the RSL season is going to be like I've expected it to go almost every season. I think with the new players coming in, the transition, losing 42 goals, or the players that scored 42 goals, I expect RSL to start out a little bit slow and kind of actually build through the season because it's been mentioned that the last three seasons they've really tailed off. So whether that's coaching adjustments or practice adjustments or mentality, I think we're going to see them build early, get some of these young players some time. Obviously, you're going to have to give Brooke and Piol and all of these new signings some time to fit in. And I don't think you can do that all in practice. So I think there's going to be some, like a learning curve. There might be a little bit of pain early, but I think they're going to play well. From just watching some of the preseason games, seems like they were the passing, the connection is all there. It's just going to be a matter of are they going to find the back of the net? Is the defense going to solidify? Are they going to give up too many goals? But I think they'll struggle in the middle of the pack. But I think that by the end of the season, they'll have it all turned around. There might be that big signing. If that big signing comes early enough before the transfer window in the in the summer, I think we could see a nice, steady progression, minus injuries and whatever. So I'm excited. I don't think there's anything to be negative about other than the bumps we might have to take with the new roster and trying to play together.
Other than the fact that we gave away a ton of goals and we haven't got them back. But
yeah, I
well,
think,
one of them gave away tons of goals in the middle of the season, so I don't think we're too stressed about it.
and I think compared to last year, everybody was like, "Oh man, we got Chicho. It's going to be lights out all the way through." I think it's going to be a little bit different, but I think they're going to build it up, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. So that's my thought. I'm not too worried about.
how about you, Brennan?
I think the season is going to be a trial of new ways of playing for the first 6 to 10 games, beginning of the season. I think that's how much time you'll need to give our new strikers to learn how to finish with the system, because you can practice all you want, but practice doesn't make perfect. The amount of pressure that you get in a game is going to change quite a bit. So I think the first few games is pretty much up in the air. Not sure which way it's going to go. But I think after about that 10th game, we're going to find our identity. And I think if we're not winning by that 10th game, we'll see a big signing sooner than later. But overall, I'm pretty hopeful.
Interesting.
All right, negative Nelly, let's hear it.
Whoa! No,
I'm just sympathizing with the fans that have lost their goal scorers. You know what I mean? And I think the fact that Luna came on strong at the end of the year gave us hope.
Yeah.
Going forward, and what I really am hoping for is that these guys that we just brought in, these younger guys, really fill that role.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 or 4 that are all up for one role up top, and they all seem hungry, and one of them or 2 of them, step up and start scoring goals, kids. What a way to get yourself to Europe, or just keep on the roster, or whatever your aspirations are as a soccer player. The more we talk to players, the more we see, like, some guys' aspirations are Europe all the way, 100%, want to be the best in the world, and other guys are like, hey, you know what, I'm so happy to be here in Salt Lake and make a living playing this sport I love. So there's a wide variety across the sport, and whatever the aspirations are for the kids, and their kids, because they're super young, most of them are in their early 20s, especially the strikers. That's the aspiration. So I think we're going to see a few maybe long-time smile, happy guys that have been around a long time, maybe Brody-ish type players, kind of get not pushed out, but just not get a lot of first-team action because the kids are coming up. And they're going to give them every chance to succeed early on in the season so that late in the season they can be counted on in clutch times. And I think we're going to do it. It's kind of like what you said and what you said kind of blended together, but with the added addition of the youth movement in the team. So that's what I'm seeing, the way things might shape up. And hopefully by the time we get to that summer transfer window, we don't need a striker. That'd be awesome if one of those guys is just, grooving with the team well enough and we're winning enough that the team's like, no, we're improving at such a clip that I'm good with us going forward, and we don't have to bring in a tried and true striker. That's what I wanted forever for this team, because ever since Savarino was a winger, but Savo, when he was here, he was that center striker, and before him, we had some imitation strikers, Movsisian, Robbie Finley, Thunder and Lightning, kind of a combo there, right? But in the end, there's really only been 2 strikers that are center forward strikers that have really ever played for Real Salt Lake, like international quality.
Well, of those 3 that we have, because we got Forrester Jago, we got Manuel, and we have Pule. Who do you think is going to be the one that steps up?
Well, the only one I interviewed is Ari,
So that's what you're going to go with?
So, I mean, and he's super fun and engaging and young and, you know, he's getting after it. I mean, so I'm picking him just because I met him and got to interview him and go check out our YouTube channel. We have a full video up there of him.
What should you do when you go to that channel?
Smash that like button.
And subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, no, and so Brandt and I met him, asked him a few questions, and he seemed like a really decent dude, and so that would be my vote right now. But any of them is great. Any of them, any of the three, have at it, brother. Or somebody who's on the outside looking in right now gets a start. You know, Tyler Wolf, I think he's more of a winger, but both him and the young guy Gozo both scored in the Las Vegas game, so that was encouraging. Both our wingers scored.
And Caliscan.
Cool. Yeah, from right back. I think he was playing right back in that game.
Ooh, so I have a question before we get to the list of questions.
Yeah.
For each of you.
Sure.
Who in this squad is going to end up in a different position than they started? Do you think that's going to happen? And who?
When has it not happened?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, it's usually like they come in, he's supposed to be a right back. Nah, we'll put him at center back. So who do you think is going to be a surprise position player?
Well, I think it might end up based on an injury. And we learned last year, don't pick injuries, right?
Right.
I learned that lesson last year when I picked a McMath injury. Such an idiot. I'm so sorry. Sorry I ever did that. Sorry, Zach. Now he's injured. Anyway.
Well, it was scheduled.
Yeah, scheduled surgery. Anyway, so good question, man. Like, and I think it's whatever. So
like you were saying, Tyler Wolf, you know, he's a winger. Yeah. Do you think that somebody in an attacking position is going to be more successful in the formation we're using in a different area?
Maybe. And again, it depends either on form or injury, right? Because if Diogo goes out there and he lays an egg and he can't connect with the team, and then they slide Luna to the middle, and then now a spot opens up on the wing, who takes that spot, right? Is it Brooke who scored that sweet left-footed shot? Is it Wolf who scored his sweet shot? Is it Gozo who got on the scoreboard, right? Like, these three all have a chance to be that next guy up on the attack, and man, I don't know if I could pick one.
Well, you just said Luna. You thought Luna would take over for Diogo.
Yeah, that would be my prediction. Is Luna slides centrally
and stays there,
and we end up not having our DP at the end of the season.
Wow!
What's your?
Yeah, I guess that's my prediction.
What's your
talking about? Listening to how they are going to try and make some adjustments from last year to counter the teams like Minnesota that parked the bus in front of them. Trying to get more options up forward. I wonder if Anelli is going to make it all the way through the season without being the right back.
Oh, you think he's going to fall to the right back?
They might end up at the right back because you got to get Pablo Ruiz in.
Mm-hmm.
If he stays healthy, knock on wood. Good luck, Pablo Ruiz. That could be a big one because they were talking about, getting both of those backs up into the...
Well, because Ojeda and Anelli are such good complements for each other. It's hard to know where to play Ruiz. And then if you slide him up, now where do you put Diogo? And where do you put Diego Luna? And where do you...
Yeah, so I think there's going to be some shuffling around, right? Because they're not going to win every game. So they're going to have some struggles. They're going to have some growing pains. So I could see them moving him in to right back and bringing Pablo Ruiz in with Ojeda. Or I don't see Ojeda going to right back, but they've talked about
what? No,
Ojeda's our best defensive midfielder.
Yeah. And I don't think they brought in. We'll see how Brown does, but that right back,
he made some mistakes last year.
So what you're saying is you have doubts about Javian Brown, even though Javian Brown has been essentially the best right back at the end of the season.
Well, I think
compared to Quinton.
Well, Quinton isn't going to play. He can play right back when they have three in the back. That's what they talked about.
He's a center back.
When he was in Columbus, they were playing three in the back, and he just play over on the right side. I think if Javian Brown can handle it, it's going to be who can get forward, because I think both those left and right side is going to get forward more when people are parking the bus because they want to get more options into the box, create more shots, create more danger. They have a goalkeeper that they probably brought in that can play with his feet that is actually going to be a sweeper keeper, so you can have a little bit more comfort back there.
But wouldn't that free up Vera to get forward more? He's got that crazy shot, those long balls from distance.
I think if they could
right?
get everybody forward, they would. But somebody's got to play defense.
No,
That's what I'm saying. But if we can play three in the back at times and then let Vera be out of any three in the back, we want Vera going up, right?
Yeah, if Vera is able to take a shot outside the 18, we're doing something right offensively.
Yeah,
because we're containing the ball. And
right.
I mean, if we're looking at Minnesota, that never happened.
Yeah,
there was no way, and we're definitely not trying to lob a ball across two lines to get past a 5-man crew.
Right.
So what about you? I think that's the most obvious one for me. But what are you thinking when you ask that question?
So the one hint that I got was that everybody in practice was saying that Diogo was the most talented guy they've ever seen, right? And so that puts in my head, I'm like, okay, we're not going to see an aerial striker. We're going to see somebody who is on the ground being crafty. And I think Diogo is probably going to be forced to play at that attacking position instead of that number 10. And I kind of want to see it. Because I want.
What do you mean, the striker? You think he's going to be the up top forward?
Absolutely, the farthest man up the field. I think Diogo is going to be that. I think Luna is going to hit right behind to be a 10.
They can have one or two up top.
No, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
And so there's always going to be one guy that's really right up the center. And I think Diogo is going to be that option. Luna is going to be the connecting piece as the number 10. And then the two wings are going to be Mark Zook and then probably Brooke. But I think that's going to be the biggest attacking piece that might be different from what we saw last year. I'm hoping, because I really want Diogo to work. I don't want him to be a waste.
You don't want him to be gone halfway through the season on the
just like not
DP
to be negative Nelly about last year. He was.
It's negative Nelly. Thank you.
He was
He was not good last year.
No, man.
No, he was not. He was good in 3 moments, and that was it.
And
he
none
had
of it,
one
like
assist,
even the shot,
1 goal, and
that 1 goal was like not that fantastic. It was on the ground. Like I'm expecting this like boom, like top bins, nothing. So it's a little like up in the air.
And remember the Menendez line. We'll be working on that. How close is
Diogo going to end up like Johnny Menendez?
Or
is he the new Sabo?
We shall see. I'm with you. I'm very concerned that Diogo, or like you said too, I think we all have concerns about Diogo fitting into playing Major League Soccer.
Because I don't know about you guys.
We just want him to succeed.
But
we do, absolutely.
We've seen a lot of guys come through Major League Soccer who are great players. They're very technical, but they don't adapt their game to MLS. And MLS is big and strong, and it's America. And that's kind of how we play. We play push them around, kick them, knock them over. Soccer, especially if you go to Kansas City. That's all they do, right?
Hack.
Rough and tumble, kick, hack. They got by you, hack them down. Oh, come on, that's my first foul. That shouldn't be a yellow, you know. That's their whole their whole squad. Anyway, so adapting to that, the travel, it's a unique league, and if you're not adaptable, you don't last very long, you know. And there's been a few guys that were huge names that never made it here. You know, some crazy guys too.
Crazy good guys. Jerry.
Yeah, and they don't make it, you know.
All right, so let's get into some more predictions and thoughts. What about a surprise player or players of the year?
Steven Gerrard. He's
For
going to come
RSL.
out of retirement. Oh, for RSL. Surprise player of the year. Well, I think Brennan's calling that one first, right? Don't you get first pick on that one?
Oh, yeah.
We drafted, and you got the first pick. So
Yeah, I thought about this one for a while because I was looking at the back line. I was kind of wanting somebody new to take that as the player of the year. I didn't want, like a Justin Glad or anybody that really has defined their role. I want somebody new and fresh. And I think looking at Piol and seeing his games, I think he has the ability to be a big player in the MLS. And I don't think he's really going to get pushed around. He's pretty physical. He's got a great awareness. And seeing his one little highlight where he kind of did that bicycle kick, I kind of missed that because one guy I wish did better was Jockeson, because Jockerson tried to do like a sideways scissor kick to score, and that shows me that they're just creative and they're thinking rather than just being that kind of stereotypical, boom, 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 boom.
They're not thinking; they're just playing.
Yeah, and they're enjoying it, and I think that's what's really lacking for RSL in the finishing department is because they're thinking too much. I guess you could say.
Overthinking it.
Yeah, and I think Piol might be that man because if you're saying he's kind of chill in his conversations and how he kind of views things, I really have a good hunch that he might be the player of the year.
All right, my turn?
Yep.
All right. I am going to go with Cabrera.
Who?
Rafa.
Oh, Cabral?
Cabral.
Oh, okay.
Cabrera. I don't remember his name, but he's going to be great.
Because Cabrera is not on the roster, so if you pick him, you're going to not make it.
I'm going with Cabral. My apologies. I'm not an expert. I'm just a random fan.
I got another question.
Cabral, I think.
Tell us why.
We are not going to talk about the keeper all season. He's going to come in, surprise us, lock it down, because he's going to have to.
Well, he's that kind of player, and he's proven it over the years. He's only 34, and for keepers, that's not that old.
That's prime time, baby.
Yeah.
What about you, Tyler? Brennan, did you have a comment?
Oh, no, I'll wait until he answers, and I'll ask another question.
Yeah, I was going to go with Cabral. I think he's going to be the cement, the concrete, if you will.
He's going to be so good, we don't have to worry
as much.
And have that in their head, so they just work on playing.
No whiffing, no giving away easy crap. And there may be one or two, but there won't be 4 or 5.
You don't think so?
No. But okay, so now I have to pick my surprise player of the year. And the surprise for me is going to be based solely on the performance in Coachella only, Mr. Lachlan Rock.
I just want him to have some playing time, man.
He works so hard. I love that aspect of his game. But just like any young player, you got to figure out when to put in the hustle and when to just chill out and wait for your time.
Do you know what I mean?
Because as a player, I always would go in on every tackle. Somebody would switch the field, and I thought I could beat them to that ball. I'd go sliding in all crazy and deflect the ball all weird, and then the dude was in on goal behind me, right? So I kind of had to learn, I'm just going to let that ball go, right? Because you see that sometimes on a big switch when defenders don't attack that big switch, and they probably could have got there if they really went hard. But it's it's an 80-10, 80-20 thing, right? If you get it 80% of the time and you miss 20% of the time, the guy's in on goal without anyone in between. So you kind of have to hold back. Go for the 100%. Wait till they make a mistake.
So didn't you have to wear pants at Hunter because of all the broken glass and stuff? When you were sliding?
On the field, you mean?
Yeah.
Needles.
No.
Oh, it was needles.
No, remember we played on the sloped field. The field was sloped. It was under the power lines, remember?
Oh, yeah. I entered through there.
Yeah.
That's where I entered.
Yeah. And every before every game, the refs would come up and say, all right, now if it's the power line, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a drop ball if it's the power lines. And I was like, I played here for 3 years, and we've never hit the power line. And one time a ref did say, okay, if we hit the power line, we're going to do this. And we all just kind of laughed. And then the moron on the other team, goalkeeper, he kicked it so high it hit the power line. And the ball came down with a big old gash mark on it. Anyway, so it really happened.
Nice.
But the field was slanted from sideways. You know how it's supposed to be pitched? It was pitched the same way on both sides. So it was just a slant. Anyway, that was the field I played on. So there you go.
All right. So my question is, what is going to be your what player is the jersey you're going to buy this year?
Oh, if you had to buy.
No, like if you're going to buy, because I got a hunch.
Okay.
He's going to buy the goalie one.
Him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's going to want something different.
Yeah, because I bought the goalie one last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then for you, I think depending on how Luna does, and if something more, like crazy happens, like he broke his nose but he still won the game, I think you're going to probably get the new white and blue shirt with Luna's name on it.
I'm going to get it engraved Yeah,
As long as
stone, so
as
he
long as
never
it's a
leaves.
medium,
As long as it's a medium.
an actual.
Come on,
an
man.
actual shirt.
You know I don't fit no medium.
Well, Luna does.
Well, no. So, like, who do you think that you would be so impressed by that you would buy their jersey
By
this
the
year?
end of the year, who's my favorite player?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not just like this, because that's the surprise player, but like somebody who you think is going to have such a good year, I want to buy his jersey.
yeah. I hope it's Luna. Yeah, I really do. That would be my vote right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You?
Let me think. I'm trying to think. Luna's kind of a good one. It's a great one.
Kind
Kind of
of?
obvious.
Oh,
And-
really? Oh,
Well, it's
kinda
one
obvious.
that's it's
Brandt
one
says
that
that
everybody
about
was going to
everything.
pick. So now I got to pick someone
whatever.
else.
You picked the goalie as the best place to improve, where there were like 43 mistakes last year. So don't go with that's obvious one on me, man.
Oh, you know what? I think I would go with Peel.
Oh, see, that's what I was thinking too. Peel would be kind of cool.
I was thinking Mark Zook would be my second though.
That's a
Mark
good one.
Zook would be a really good one. Honestly, I kind of want a Vera. Just because I was a number 4. I
Yeah.
always love number 4.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was
and
thinking,
nobody picks number 4.
No.
Most people don't. Yeah.
apparently it's unlucky in Japan. So don't go to Japan having a number 4 as your favorite number.
Yeah, Vera's not big in Japan.
No. No, he's actually quite huge in Japan. You should see him walk around everywhere. He's humongous.
Is that where he went on vacation?
Next question: who will emerge as the team leader or a team leader? Because
Speaking of leadership, did you know that Elysium Financial and Wealth Management is a leader in your community? Elysium Financial. Hit them up at myelysium.com, where they specialize in estate planning but have a full suite of services. They take care of my financial planning and my estate, and I want them to become part of your family and your leadership team. Elysium Financial, that's myelysium.com.
there seems to be a little bit of a vacuum. Chicho was the
This
captain
one's
last
easy.
year. Who is going to emerge as the team leader? Maybe not going to wear the armband necessarily,
Yeah.
but a team leader on the field.
Go ahead.
It's going to be Tyler and his brother.
You know I'm not walking
they're gonna-
out there.
they're-
You know
they're
I
gonna
can't
be-
keep up with any of
They're
that.
going to get seats right behind Pablo Minestrone, and you're just going to be like, Pablo, do this, dude. Oh, man.
right now.
Superman, he's going to change the game.
Tell him to drop that guy, man. Don't let him get behind. Baller, man, not both,
Yeah,
bro.
I totally got in McCarty's head, dude. Like, he was driving down, and I was like, McCarty!
McCarty.
Do you remember me?
Buddy Hidalgo's going to drop you like you dropped him.
Hidalgo, too. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hidalgo will be my enforcer of the year. Anyway, that's not on the questions. Go back to your actual question. Who will emerge as the captain?
Not the
Slash
captain.
Team leader.
A team leader.
Team leader.
I think the person that's going to be a team leader, and I think what the players are going to want, is Diogo. I think they're going to want Diogo to lead how they manage games, how they lead up to games.
Good, because I picked his destruction, so it's great that you're picking him to super success.
We got to
Right,
balance,
right.
balance
Yeah.
the universe.
Balance
If
of
he
power.
starts to become more successful, the players are going to want to rally behind him.
And he seems like he kind of has their ear.
He does, yeah, and he kind of already has that like little knack of like, hey, this guy's a little different. Like he's got something, and for all these professionals to say that is kind of a lot. So I think he's probably going to emerge as a team leader as long as he finishes and contributes.
Yeah, he was doing it in practice. Like the
Yeah.
2 practices I went to last year, he had some sick goals at practice. I was like, dang. But whatever. Got to do it in the game. For me, I'm going to go back to the goalkeeper again. I think he's going to really cement that spot in. And I keep saying cement. So concrete it in, and pretty soon, what do you mix in? Lime and
Coconut?
cement and...
With the lime
What
and the
makes-
coconut and mix it all up.
Is that how you mix cement?
Oh, mix cement? Oh, I don't
Concrete? Cement? I
We
don't
need
know.
to do it like the Romans. The Romans actually had the best cement.
Right. It's still bulletproof.
Yeah,
And
it's still amazing.
million
It's
years later.
Self-healing. For me,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Pablo Ruiz.
Oh, that's what I said last year, and then he got
Whoa.
a torn ACL and crap.
I think it's somebody in the middle, somebody not necessarily the captain, but I think there needs to be somebody that's very demonstrative.
Fiery.
I think he's had some time off. Hopefully, he'll be a little calmer with the officials. But I think
Maybe
has
he needs Anelli to rub off on him because I don't think Anelli ever yelled at the refs, did he?
I don't know.
Did you guys
I
ever
don't
see
know.
that?
But I think there's.
No, he did. He did.
One time?
Yeah, there was what game was it? He was getting pretty fiery.
I think there's.
Oh, yeah.
There's
I
some
think I remember
players that aren't. They're leaders when in how they comport themselves and how they practice and how they
themselves.
how they play. But there's. But you look at Hidalgo. We've talked to him a couple times. Oh, he is super reserved.
Yeah, and didn't say much.
He's a nice man.
Most of his questions were one-word answers.
Yeah,
really?
he doesn't seem. And there's some that aren't that demonstrative on the field. But I think Pablo Ruiz could be that one that could light fire in front of him and back of him. So I'll go with that.
Okay.
Fireball thrower. All right, and then my turn. Team leader.
You did, Cabral.
Okay, good.
And then now,
All right,
what's
now
his
we're on
position?
Offensive Player of the Year.
You want to go first, Tyler?
Oh, yeah. So, to hedge my bet, I'm going to pick Diogo. Hedging bets here. I'm going with Diogo as Offensive Player of the Year. He's going to lead the team in assists and be second in goals.
All right. I am going to go with Mark Zook.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think Mark Zook
Good
is
pick.
is going to be the one that's going to pick up the mantle and be the guy that kind of
We're number
leads
11.
the way.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like about this team that I'm excited to look forward to is team is the star.
Yeah.
And I love the thought of I would love to have 4 or 5 players with 6, 8, 10 goals. Something like that.
As long as there's 4 or 5 of them, right?
Yeah,
That's the
4 or
struggle.
5 of them with 6, 7, 8 goals, maybe one with 11 or 12 or 13. I think that would be really great for this club.
Yeah.
Because like you said, we've only had a couple of true strikers when your leading goal scoring total is 17 and you've been a club for 20 plus years. That is
That's not a lot.
Not a lot. It's decent, I guess.
Well, and back then they didn't play as many games, so even when Sabo was here, the big Costa Rican.
Yeah, Sabo wasn't really that good.
People say that don't
He
know what they're
wasn't.
talking about.
He wasn't that
Dude, he
good.
would have one chance a game and would be up 1-0, and would win those games a lot of times.
And I think the problem
he
is
scored
that,
so many crucial
well,
goals.
we forget
for us, bro.
that the fact that that's normal in other places. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not normal at RSL in that
it's
position.
not normal here, yeah.
But it's normal in every other place. So
Yeah,
I think it's
when's
just
it our turn?
It could
When's
be
it
this
our
year.
turn, man? Why not us? Why not now?
All right, offensive player of the year.
Piol.
Piol.
Wow.
I'm going to put my money on Piol.
Wow, the odds on that one are
Well,
probably,
to protect myself, I'm
You
going to
di-
say
you don't want to go Luna.
I'm going to say, well, no, I don't think he's going to be offensive player of the year. I think
Okay.
he's going to contribute in a multitude of things. But I'm going to put Piol, and then to save myself, I'm also going to put the new signing this year.
Oh,
Oh, he's hedging his bet with
cheating.
by.
I just want to
Creating a
win one at
mystery
the end of the
player.
year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
you
like
got it.
the toy at the bottom of the cereal box. You're like, as I'm eating this cereal, the toy is going to be amazing. What is it? I don't know. We'll see in a couple bowlfuls. Anyway, I like it. Like that idea.
Thank you, sir.
All right, team defender
Oh, that one's easy.
of the year.
That one's easy. Katranis.
Ooh, you're picking the big K.
You going with
Absolutely.
Katranis?
Special
Absolutely
K,
going with
huh?
Katranis.
All right.
For defense, the guy that's
For
always forward.
defense, oh my gosh, yes. Have you seen like
Lead the
that's
team
a
in
true
yellows and assists.
fullback?
Just kidding.
True fullback. That guy goes all the way up the field and he comes all the way back.
And he whips in a mean cross.
Oh yeah, and also he gets weird goals.
Yeah, he just lobs
Just some
them into the back
weird old goals.
corners sometimes. Yeah.
But he is night and day changed what a defensive player is doing. So I'm full on with that, and also Vera. But you guys don't like Vera, but I do.
Do you want to go?
Brandt, you're up.
All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to pull it right out of right field, clear off the back of the bench. Kobe Henry.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The Kobe beef, huh?
The things we've heard some great things about him. I would not be surprised unless they're lying. It's not like PR people lie, is it?
No.
Wait
They
a
just-
second. All
wait a
PR people
second.
lie. They just tell you the limited
No.
amount of truth you need.
Some of the things we've talked interviews, in those with all the players, his name keeps coming up, and Tom Bogert seems to think he's going to be a surprise player, and Tom Bogert seems to know stuff. So I'm going to go with Kobe Henry. I think he could put pressure on Glad and Vera to fill in. We could have a nice rotation with those three players.
That'd be good.
Sweet. I'm going to pick Justin Glad. The consistent-o-meter is going to be back. He's going to be consistent this year. He's going to be speedy. He's not going to lose a step in the back. He's going to shut down left. He's going to shut down right. He's going to cover the back, and then I'm going to take a bite. Do you like my cheerleader mix in there?
We loved it. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
and you're only doing that for Jericho.
Yeah, that's true.
For your daughter.
Go bananas.
Hey, Jared.
ENAS.
Justin Glad, Defender of the Year.
All right. So who wants to
nobody
go?
picks right back for Defender of the Year. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Or Vera. Vera could easily be.
Well,
Defender
Vera's
of
my
the-
second.
I don't
Vera's
know.
my second.
Vera's
You guys
my
hate him.
second.
I love him.
I like
No, I do
Vera.
too.
I just think the Vera.
You just don't like spitting.
I do not like expected rating.
Oh,
I do
spitting happens every game.
Not on each other.
There's so many
Don't
times. There's so
Flam.
much dark stuff
Keep
that happens
your
on the
phlegm
field.
to yourself.
The talking, the yelling, the talking about
Yep.
people's mothers. Like,
I would
just
not-
because it was caught on camera doesn't mean it's the only time it's ever going to happen.
Here's the thing. I like Vera, and I think if he can prove it this year that
Keep his head.
Wait, who's the guy who did it to?
It was a Houston player.
No.
No,
It was the
Minnesota.
Churchill. What's his name?
The guy from
really tall.
Boxall.
Boxall.
from New Zealand.
That guy deserved it.
I mean, he is the angriest player in the league. So
Yeah, and he was dirty.
yeah.
I think Vera could be that player. I think it's up to him, though, if he can keep his cool and rein in. I think someone was mentioning that Vera, there was like two people in there with Vera, that the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that comes out. So who is going to be the team MVP? Who wants to go first? And this doesn't have to be the best goal scorer.
It's you.
Who
Your
is?
turn.
And I think it's going to be a repeat. I'm going to go with
Chicha?
Anelli.
Oh. I think it's going to be a repeat. Chicha?
No. No, the team.
I know. The team.
Anelli
This
team-
is who the team picked.
The team picked
The team
Anelli.
did
and
pick Anelli.
I think he's going to play in the midfield. I think he's going to be a right back. I think he's going to be everywhere. I think he's going to be the team MVP again.
Brennan.
I'll do the safe bet and say Luna.
Luna. Nice. And I'm going to go with Zach
Overall.
McMath. No, he's not going to be the team MVP.
Oh, he's going to be the humanitarian, though.
Right. He still might be that. I'm going to go with Mark Zook on this one.
Oh, that was my second.
I think he's going to learn English, and he does know English, but,
Yeah, he's nervous about it.
yeah, it's hard being in a foreign country, speaking a foreign language, trying to get the intricacies of a language just right. But I think he'll end up close to that team MVP level by the end of the season.
I love preseason because everything is possible. And then we've got all these young players that really could all break out. And it could be
so
so
many
much
breakouts.
fun. The team is the star.
Except Kevin Lambert, he can't break out because they keep loaning him out.
Yeah, he's not coming back. Even though,
Anyway,
best defender in USL.
can't get a spot.
Piss somebody off.
All right, so where does RSL finish in the standings?
This is tough.
Brennan,
This is tough.
you're first this time.
And who you guys nailed it last year.
I know, we both picked third. That was pretty good. Are you meditating over there? What's
He's
going on?
waiting
Is
for
that
the universe to.
Do we need to play some music while you're
Just some brown noise will be great. Just so I can really feel earthbound right now. First.
Whoa!
Whoa.
First?
Gosh, what do we win? Can we put something on there? Like if somebody nails it, like not like I said second and they were third. Like if we nail it right on the top of the head, what should be the prize?
Yeah, what should be the
The
price?
other two has to buy a jersey.
Yeah.
We want to put that on there,
Wow. All right.
like a real jersey.
Like a
So
real
we have to
jersey.
we have to spend the $375 for a stupid jersey when that guy that comes out by the corner has a billion of them for like $40.
Oh, all right. So, Brandt, where's your pick?
Are you sticking with first?
Yeah.
All right. Somebody's not getting a jersey, but I appreciate the confidence.
Oh, I love it.
I am going to go fourth
See, that's what I was thinking in my head, but
And we're talking in the West.
in the West.
In the West.
oh, we're
right?
talking in the West.
You're not
I'll
like
say fourth
overall.
then.
I just wanted to clarify before I.
No.
In the West.
In the West.
Watch us get seventh.
West. So
And
first,
if we get seventh, we got to figure.
fourth, and
I'm going with third.
winner gets jersey.
Third.
But it doesn't have to fit.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Medium for everybody.
It's a boy. It's
We
a
can't
boy.
wear it. It's got to be a statement of.
Yeah, we just get the little top. Like, well, that's if we're pissed off. Like,
Put it on our arm.
Jip.
All right. So this one was controversial last year because you both picked third, and then you were like dramatically different in points, if I
Yeah.
remember. So Tyler,
Yeah.
go first with points. Total points.
Point total 52.
52. And last year we had 59, which is the most ever.
Yep.
Brennan?
I don't know why 61 is in my head.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, if they're going to be first,
Yeah, let's go 61.
all right. You can't go, I'm going to go 48.
That is my number.
So you're saying 61.
Yeah,
I'm surprised the RSL has never, with those great teams, never broke 60 yet.
I know.
Seems like,
Now it's going to just be a real team breaking it.
and I said fourth, and you're saying 52.
Come
You
on,
know-
pessimistic. Just say 45.
52. You know, one of the
52.
LAs is going to be ridiculously good. You know,
Both of them probably are.
Right. And then San Jose's not going to be chopped liver anymore.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, tell you what, I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to go 54.
That's not like you.
54, but fourth place. And I said 52 with third place. Okay. So I'm going for a squeaking in third, and you're going for a standout fourth.
Well, with third place with 59 points last year.
Yeah. That's fair.
So
It's because the West is so much better than the East. Do you remember having that conversation?
Yep.
things
When,
change.
The East is better
The
than the
East
West.
is so good.
It's
Oh
more
my
stout
gosh.
on the East side.
It
was
was.
funny.
It was at one
was
time.
not.
I
So I think we all said make the playoffs.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a why for all of us.
If
Yeah.
not, somebody's out of a job.
Well, I just trying to come up with some questions, and then
Yeah.
here's another one.
Well,
Go ahead.
Do this one first, then that one.
Okay, does Pablo Mastroeni get a new contract? He's going into the last season. Does Pablo Mastroeni get a new contract?
Yes. Was that a yes? It was a really faint yes. Do you not
I
want
think-
him
Yes.
to?
I think with our predictions, I don't know how we could say no.
Right.
But if he loses again in the first round, is he going to get axed?
That's a good question. That could be. Well, I guess the question would be, how would Pablo not get a new contract?
Yeah, that for me is placing fifth or lower.
Oh no, it's got to be just past the first round in the playoffs, or
That's
else
the
it's
only
gone.
thing that counts.
Yeah,
So
I think
take
so.
fifth, doesn't matter.
No.
As long as you win that first round game.
You can take seventh and win that first round.
Well,
I think it's all how the season goes, because they talked about.
No way.
Yeah, I think that's how what's gonna happen.
Not
I
how
think,
it ends.
Yeah.
Just how it goes.
How it I
thanks
think
for the insight.
you are welcome.
Well, I think if they go to games and they win the games, and
they get all
sometimes they
the
lose the games, then the season will be finished.
No.
and then
And there will
things
be some
happen.
ties in there.
Very
If
astute of
they
you.
have the fourth season in a row where they play really well through the summer and then curtail off towards the playoffs,
Tell. What? Okay.
Pray tell.
Pray tell what curtail means?
Sorry.
So, is that like a curtain that pre-tells things? What's a curtail?
I'm sorry. I have a Cypress High School vocabulary, and you guys are from Hunter.
Hunter.
Hunter. You guys are from Hunter.
You guys are from Hunter by Layton over the bottom mountain.
Mountain. I think if they finish strong and they go into the playoffs and things have been positive, players have developed, and they do get out of the first round, I think definitely he could have a new contract. And if things are going well before that, might get a new contract before that. But if I think just reading through the trees, reading between the lines, if they struggle down the playoffs again this season, I don't think he gets a new contract.
Well, I think there's a multitude of factors. I think there is, performance-based, and I think outcome-based. But there might be an outside force that would change that based on what coach would be available if they were to decide that. Because I think if there's somebody out there that they would probably have more faith or more exciting and the owners dig it, I think regardless of the outcome, it might be somebody new because of who's available.
Well, I mean, Brandt, tell us about what you saw when you were watching Kurt and Pablo when they were answering questions that time.
No,
we can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
No, not off the record ones. The ones they answered on the record. They were sitting next to each other. Right? Did you see the body language between them? This was at the presser, right, where they came out and did the presser. You were there, right? Weren't you there? And Kurt was saying, we don't need a big-time striker. And then Pablo was like leaning away when he said it. Right? And if you read body language, that was Pablo kind of going he had this little micro expression when Kurt said a few things like that.
This was on the record.
Ugh.
It was on the record?
Yeah, because it was on camera, because I watched the video later. And I was watching his micro expressions, which tells
I remember now,
your hidden thoughts.
Yeah,
Have you ever watched Lie to Me? It's a really good series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's based on a guy that could tell if people were lying with about 70% accuracy.
Well, if they look down to the left.
I took sociology in college. It was my favorite subject.
Yeah.
If they blink.
Lie to Me. It's fascinating. Really, really cool show.
Yeah, so if they blink.
No, it's not about the blinking. It's looking to the side.
Uh-huh.
Looking down, looking away, and saying too much to just kind of keep rambling on.
And using your middle finger to like adjust your eye is like a clear, like you're like flipping the bird. That's like a real.
That's this middle finger is the bird.
And also doing this is also flipping the bird.
Well, when people are asking you a question and you touch a part of you that like hurts.
Pushing up your glasses.
Well, if you understand what the word curtail means,
it looks like there could be a rift between Kurt and Pablo. Not a rift, but a disagreement of application. Maybe is the right way to say that. And typically, the coach loses that. The GM wins it, or the head of soccer ops, whatever Kurt's
Chief
title is.
soccer officer, general manager.
The chief wins.
He's got to be general manager because who's Tony Beltran, the assistant to the general president?
Right.
The general.
Exactly. And then he brings his guy in, and if he can't do it with his guy, then he goes out the next round.
Yeah, it was one of the press conferences after Chicho.
Yeah.
That they were talking about it. And there was a little bit, I don't know if Pablo was totally on board with Chicho leaving. But, that they are a team. I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about Pablo.
Yeah, and I haven't heard anybody say they kept me here and I wanted to go.
So I think that's where it comes in, how they finish the season. If they finish strong, whether that's they struggle early and they finish strong and they build up, and that because it has been mentioned that the last 3 seasons they have sucked going into the playoffs. So I think, and also Pablo was not hired by the chief soccer officer.
Who's the chief?
Kurt Schmid.
Oh.
He wasn't hired by Kurt Schmid. And
And maybe he wouldn't have been his choice.
Yeah, but that's putting negative on the organization that we support. I don't support that. So let's not talk about
No,
that.
I don't know if there's a real rift. I just imagined one when they reacted differently.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they're probably not seeing eye to eye as far as the direction and all the details that they want to go. I bet you the end is where they're all in agree upon.
Right.
But how they get there is where they're going to probably slightly differ.
Winning through development.
But also, Pablo doesn't have the endless supply of information of what's available, what can we do, what's the money coming from, all that. So
Kurt has different pressures on him too, probably
Absolutely.
from the ownership. So
for sure,
he's trying to build a winner. So I honestly don't expect Pablo to be fired, but
I don't think anybody will.
But I do think that would be, if the question is what would keep him from getting a contract, how they finish the season.
Yeah, it's a good question because I think he's the kind of coach that people like to play for. You know, I think he's the kind of guy that people are rooting for. Like, I don't know, we interviewed all those guys and they all came through and we asked them, you know, and they were like, hey, you know, I love these guys. They tell me where I'm at all the time. There's no like hidden agenda. We all want the same thing. We're all heading in the same direction. It's clear. It's concise. It's simple in a way. And now my job as a player is to just go out there and execute that. And if I can do that, we got it. And if I can't do that, well, now we have an issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think that's all you want in sports, right? Just that straightforwardness. You don't want backstabbing and hiding things and, you know.
Anything that
no
ends
time for
up
that.
with an NDA. You know what?
Right. The non-disclosure agreement, right?
Let's shy away from those.
Anyway, so there you go. Did you say yes or no on that one, or are we all just hoping?
We're all just saying yes on that one, right?
I think he gets a new contract. What would you put odds on? I think it's 60-40.
And if not, bring in Jim Curtin.
No, do not bring. I don't know. I'm a Jim Curtin fan.
Well, I didn't ask you, did I?
No, well, you should. Nobody asked me.
See, that's a funny thing, though. It's like, why?
Who would you bring in? Who would you be your bring-in guy?
Who would you bring in?
If we're gonna have this,
and like, what style would you want?
They got to be available right now.
No, I don't know who's available and who's not. I think the next coach. Let's say it all goes to crapola this year, and the season is just
seventh place.
Yeah, we don't make the playoffs, and it's just obvious that change needs to be made. I think they look somewhere outside of MLS.
Well, they would have to. I mean, you wouldn't want somebody coming in from the MLS background.
You can't bring.
You wouldn't want Wilfred Nancy in here coaching the boys.
No,
but he's not MLS. Where's he from?
What's the dude with the nose?
He's coaching the Crew right now.
I know, but where was he before?
Montreal.
Yeah, see, Canada. That doesn't count.
What?
Where did he come? I think
MLS. He's been in MLS the whole time. He's been a head coach.
I think you find someone outside of Major League Soccer.
That gets complicated, though.
You have to throw out a larger net because you're trying to play on a world stage.
Right,
you're trying to be that kind of team.
MLS has their own set of rules.
You can't bring in Olave.
Well,
you think they would
can't
put
be
in Olave?
another. It cannot be another
guy
assistant
you brought
coach.
along.
It has to be someone that plays.
I agree. That's why I said bring in Jim Curtin. He did really well in Philly on a budget with guys that were cast-offs and wannabes
but was it attractive soccer? I think that's
yeah they almost won MLS Cup 3 times, but they lost.
Well, that's what we do, is we almost win stuff here too, so I guess it'd be a good fit.
Yeah, there you go. But with owners that might pay just a little bit more, because Curtin was bottom 5 in the league for the longest time and he was still winning.
Well, I mean, talking to Tony Beltran, I mean, that guy's got a head on his shoulders. Maybe he's not suited
He's
for
not
a
a coach,
GM.
though.
No, who knows?
No.
You know what I mean? You can rewrite your stars.
And I also think Christ has a role to play in that. I don't think it's only Kurt. I think
He's got to fit into that culture that's
Kurt
been
and
accumulated
Christ
there.
together, yeah.
Yeah, I think if they want to play this dynamic style of soccer, they bring in a coach that.
Well, honestly, I think somebody from the English side might be successful because it's kind of that flary, that aggressive 4-2-3-1 style where it's moving the ball, or it could be somebody from down south. Like how we got beat up by Monterrey really bad. and all those Mexican League. I think something like that where they have a history with that style of play is going to really like.
That would be
our
kind of cool if
management.
we went and got a Mexican coach.
I think so too. I mean, half of our we're literally half
Yeah,
Mexican,
we're pretty
half American.
Latino. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not as much as we used to be. They're kind of spread now. They're kind of fine.
No, but I
So-
think that would be cool. Like
Nosotros somos
Yeah.
real.
bring that in
I think so too. It would be a really good flair. I
for
think.
an Argentine coach.
Oh, Argentine would be amazing. Because remember, who did we get? What were the 3 Argentines that we got a long time ago?
Oh yeah,
And
we
then
had
Javier.
Javier
Javier
Morales,
Morales.
and then he had 2 other guys that didn't work
the
out.
angry attacker.
Matias.
Was it Matias?
No, Matias was
Yeah.
the center back, the undersized center back.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. But then the one that was
No.
the fiery one.
With he had long hair for a long time. Remember?
Oh,
was his
it just
name?
popped out of my name. He was one of my favorite players.
That popped out of your name?
Popped out of my head.
Yeah, I think he was left-footed too, right?
Yeah. I just
Fabiana
remember,
Spindola.
Spindola.
Yeah, they brought out Matias Mantilla or Mancia
Yeah.
or something. They brought in all
I got my
three,
picture taken with him,
and Mantias.
and then he
we
left
went
the
back,
club
and the
a
other
month
2
later.
stayed.
Yeah, it was really quick.
So
Yeah, he was.
I think with the way they are trying to be a more global club, they're in the transfer market. I think if Pablo isn't successful, that they will find a coach from outside MLS to bring in.
Yeah, good idea. But they won't. So,
Nope, Pablo's going to do it.
yeah, I think so.
Pablo's going to prove them wrong. Make me go into the season without a new contract.
He's good. He just weathers the negativity really well.
Yeah,
And that's something you need in a coach because, I mean, that negativity. Utah. I don't know what it is. It might be the religion. But
Or
you
the
guys.
underdog mentality.
You guys are so quick to just be like, he sucks. This outcome. I don't like this outcome. I need to blame something.
What do you mean by that?
We hate LA, and New York, just because they're big cities.
Right. But I
right?
mean,
just by default, whatever sport.
well, so like if
doesn't
you go to
matter.
my club right now where I work,
uh-huh.
the only thing they say to me, when's Mastroeni going to get sold or whatever? I'm like, dude, do you pay attention? Like, he's not the one out there playing.
Right.
Like, did you see
That's
who messed
the-
up? That player messed up. Why is
Yeah.
it Pablo's fault? That player messed up. Why is it Pablo's fault?
Put him in a position to succeed.
Yeah. Doesn't
He did. Even the last 2 playoffs, like they were in a position to succeed, and the players let him down. Honestly,
that's what I think. And I think that's what's so great about him is he lets the players decide.
yeah.
And that's what makes great players.
And as soon as we get a couple more guys to step up, and I heard a story that Pablo told where he said, you play that game where there's 2 guys in the middle and 5 guys or so around the outside, and everybody does 1 or 2 touch passing.
Oh, yeah.
And
Keep away.
Yeah, it's basically keep away to get warmed up and not get injured. And he's like, if it was a 50-50 chance, I would just go in the middle to be a good teammate. If it was a 60-40, the other guy's fault 60 and my fault 40, I'd just go in the middle. And if it was 70-30, I'd go in the middle. And if it was 80-20, I'd go in the middle. And he's like, we need to propagate that sort of giving amongst our team. We need to be willing to go that extra mile and be willing to say, no, I got this. I'll go in. Even when it's only 10% our fault.
That's big brain stuff. That's a coach mentality.
Yeah, and I think
Look at the big brain on Tyler.
we didn't really have that
was
mentality with Chicho. I think is maybe what happened is Chicho didn't quite have that mentality. And
I
that
don't
kind
think
of
so.
frustrated Pablo. Because remember the first of the season he was saying, we'll go as far as Chicho takes us. And then halfway through the season he was like, team is the star.
Yeah.
remember the team's the star, not just Chicho. So
And here's the other thing to think about too: is just like Jason Christ. Deloy messed around with him, and he's just like, "All right, I'll find someone
you
else
later."
to go." Maybe San Diego is. Wouldn't Pablo be a great expansion team coach?
well, they already have one, but
I know.
yeah, he would be a good second coach for a team.
So maybe Pablo finds greener pastures for himself.
Well, that's
Could
our
be.
breakdown, guys.
it is.
Thanks for joining us.
We have a couple other questions.
Oh, what are the other questions?
Come on, Crawley.
No, does RSL lift the cup this year?
No.
Yeah, I just said that. I said we're taking first because we're going all the way.
No, that's first in the West.
Well,
You
the
think we're
West
gonna win
is
the cup,
stronger
too?
than the East.
So, okay, you are saying
if
Doug
we take
will.
first in the West, we're taking it, baby.
All right, so you say yes.
You say
We're winning the
this
MLS
is our
Cup.
year. 25 MLS Cup winners. 09 and 25. No.
Tyler, the emphatic no. Huh?
No.
And-
We'd have to have so much growth in 3 or 4 guys. And if that happens, we could, but it's at this point, the probability to me is like 3%.
Okay, 3%. I'm just going to go maybe.
So Brennan's going with yes. I mean, so he's basically saying Diego Luna is going to turn into a maniac, and then everybody's going to step up around him, and we're just going to score a whole bunch of goals, and 7 different guys are going to have double-digit goals. And
Do you know what I hate? I really like.
I love it though.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I never had any faith in Chicho.
Really,
I'm not like if you watched him play, he was not it.
really.
Like he got some good chances and he was able to finish, but he wasn't the guy that everybody says he is. Like, oh, I love Chicho. Oh, he always finishes. I was like, dude, no. I see a guy who's trying too hard and doesn't know where to go.
Yeah, like when he went and got the ball at midfield, and then he chipped the keeper from 60 yards away.
Yeah, who else
I was
did
like,
that?
That guy sucks.
Who else did that?
It's the first thing
No,
that came through my
who
head.
else did that this year? The same year.
The same year
Anderson, right?
Anderson Julio did the exact
from
same
midfield.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then who did that the year before?
In the run of play. I mean,
Ruiz,
both
right?
were in the
Pablo
run of play.
Ruiz did it.
Yeah, no, it was
Oh yeah,
good.
we don't pay them the same amount of money.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't. I could not get on the Chicho
Do you know what
train.
the odds are right now
What?
of
Us
RSL
winning the cup?
winning the cup? So you know how odds work? Plus 2,500. Do you know what that means?
No, explain it to us.
So for
basically,
every $1, you
Kids,
would
if
win
you're looking to
$2,500.
get into gambling, Tyler is going to do a.
No, so
That's
you
against your
bet
guys' religion, though.
you
That's
bet
not good.
10 and you win 260 basically. So
Oh, nice.
Plus 2,500. So you get your 10 back plus the 250. So if you bet 100, you make 2,500. That's
Maybe I
the.
should put in some money.
So yeah, I mean, if you did that, that would be your odds. So I'm not condoning gambling or anything like unto it, but odds are odds.
I think it's going to be a better season than people think. I don't think we win the cup, but I would love to say almost. So I'm going to lean no. Brendan can get the I told you so.
Yeah, I would love for you to prove me wrong, Brent.
Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong, Brendan.
Hopefully I'm a size large by the time we do.
So, all right. So those are our predictions. Anything else we want to predict? No?
I predict we have a checkered jersey. How about that?
Oh, don't let the cat out of the bag.
I know. It's
Even
already
though
been
Pro
linked on
Image already
3
did.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, those are our predictions. They will all come true. I don't know how. I mean, we all have different. Something's
Definitely not all
I
coming
guess
true.
they all come true, but we'll see who has most of them right
There
at
you go.
the end of the season. So yes, it is time because we've talked about this. People are waiting for this.
Oh, yeah.
People are waiting.
Waiting for the come on Crawley update and
Hold on, let me look up Crawley.
oh
Wait, Crawley, I saw the highlights. They played a team called Bolton.
yeah, the Bolton Wanderers, which are looked it up there, right up there by Manchester. They were actually in the Premier League when I started getting into soccer.
Yeah.
2010, 11, 12,
Wait, hold
13,
on.
14.
This one says on February 8th they lost.
They're in League One.
What happened
Bolton?
there?
Oh,
What
well,
happened? It was 4-3.
no, it's even worse than that.
And look, what's that red thing?
No, dude, Crawley
What is the red thing next to the name?
freaking dominated, bro.
Really?
They were up like,
It was 3-1. It was 0-0 going into halftime.
Yeah.
Crawley actually played better. This is the thing with Crawley. They are really good between the 18s.
Oh, so it's when they lose by a big margin, they get that red
No,
thing next
the
to the
red
name.
card next to it means that after they were up 3-1,
So you get this new
bro
guy.
went in on this tackle he shouldn't have, and he got
it's even
sent
worse.
the freak
it's
off,
even worse.
bro.
It's even worse. It's even worse than that. He got subbed in the game like the 70th minute.
Oh, really? And he
And-
got 2 yellows?
And he's a new signing.
And
Roy
man.
First
Just endeared himself to all the fans.
first game. Yeah, Rory just got us relegated. First game, 2 yellows. So we go up like 3-1 in the 72nd minute or something, and
And you're like, sweet, just coast, we're good.
I'm just like, yeah, just park the bus, but no.
There was no bus parking.
They just got like free goals, and it's just like, oh man.
Wait, you got an own goal in stoppage time?
Yeah, that was to win it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
An own goal. Don't worry, the other goal was almost as bad. The fourth goal to tie it up. Yeah, it was ugly too.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a goal 3 that was the banger or 4.
I can't remember.
Anyway, Bolton scored one.
It was like this.
Goal
It
and
was 3-1.
Bad goals.
Then it
3-1
was
in
3-2, and then it was turn the sound off, and then it was stop each time. I have to go do something else. And
Then it was
my
Brandt,
wife is
stop
like,
swearing at me so much.
no, I was calm.
Take that language out of the house.
My wife says, I don't think you want to come in here because it was. I says, why? Is it 5-3 now? She says, no, it's 4-3. So, and it's the second time. At least the second time.
I just watched the highlights, and I went on that roller coaster in just the 3 minutes that was. So
we had a game against Exeter. We were up 4-1 to half.
Oh boy!
And we drew 4-4.
Wow.
So Rob Elliott, the coach, a lot of pressure. The transfer window wasn't as dynamic as everybody hoped. They didn't bring in a striker. They've struggled with defense. Like I said, between the 18s, they are really good. They're fun to watch. They play beautiful football. They pass the ball around. They dominate. They dominate possession, but they just can't get it in the net, and they can't keep it out of the net.
And at this point, they are second to last in 23rd place.
Yeah.
With a minus 22 goal differential.
You think
worst
you want promotion
in
and
the
relegation.
league.
Trust me, you do not. It's like every season, like last season, we're going to get promoted. Woo!
Yeah.
That was exciting. Season before, we're almost going to get second to last game. We had to fight off relegation. And this one, I don't know.
Birmingham's in 27 goal
But
differential.
there is a
63
difference.
points.
Birmingham they're literally those top clubs are spending 3, 4, 5 times as much as Crawley.
Yeah, Birmingham and Wrexham both are owned by Americans too. So
is Crawley.
that's exciting. Well,
Crawley's
I
owned
know.
by the wrong Americans, although they're really nice guys. But yeah, it's really frustrating. The season might come down to this week.
Really?
They have 3 games at home in a row, starting tomorrow, then Saturday, and I think the next Tuesday.
If they don't win those, it's
Oh man!
Well, and they've only played 28 games, so they have a game in hand around with the guys around them, and
How many
2
is
in
it?
hand
It's
on
40?
Burton. So
46 games.
46 games.
yeah, because there's 20.
So there's still lots of games, but if they could, and they have played really well. It's just they've been let down. Oh, and I am not. I'm the ref lover, but
However,
Yes, however.
guess who ref the game?
Tori Penso. Frickin' Tori.
Tori Penso.
Chilowitz,
Really?
That guy?
former MLS ref.
Wow.
You'd know him.
Oh, yeah.
He wears a sweater.
Yeah,
He's got
that's
the
it.
super arm here.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think in
Chilowitz.
23 he went over, and his actual first EFL game was against Crawley. Was a Crawley game, and he did. It was last year, and it was a game in the FA Cup where he did not give a red card to Jay Williams, who put a Brighton player out for the season.
No way.
Alex Chilowitz.
So yeah, we got Chilowitz. He just did. Yeah, it looked like an MLS game.
Yeah.
He just kind of let more things go than he should have. And shame on Crawley. We just when you go up 3-1, 4-1, you can't give up those leads.
No.
And that could be down to coaching because they do have some decent players, but they sold off a ton of them. So, but we'll keep the faith for everyone.
Well, that's good. Well, our condolences to Crawley.
Thank you.
May they rest in peace.
That's tough.
What? They're not dead yet.
you know what?
Okay.
It's going to be the Great Escape. Here we go. It's the Great Escape starting tomorrow, February.
Arsenal.
Hey, what about Liverpool losing to Portsmouth?
That was cool.
Arsenal. Arsenal.
What? Why you keep chanting Arsenal?
Because they did so well against Newcastle.
Dude, shut up.
Until they didn't.
I don't know why they can't play
How do you-
Arsenal. It's
How do you
freaking
go
Newcastle.
from...
They're
was
not
it
even that good.
4-1, 5-1 against Man City?
Right.
5-1, and then you turn around and
And
Isak
Isaac is going nuts on
you
us.
up. And same with Gordon,
And
dude.
Gordon, he scored in the last game against us.
I was literally at Athlecare watching this game while I was doing the.
You're like laughing. You're like,
Well, no, because one of the guys there is an Arsenal fan.
Oh.
And so I always joke with him. But literally, watching Newcastle, I was like, there's no way. Like
it's the recipe how to beat Arsenal.
Was that in the FA Cup?
It really is.
Was that the FA Cup? It was the FA Cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Semi-final.
And then did you see Man U with offsides at the end?
Oh yeah, he was a
win
good
it?
he was a good body length offside.
Oh, yeah, full
and he
body.
Totally just smashed it in. And way to go though, Harry.
Harry Maguire.
You're a wizard, Harry. Everybody
Yeah.
always says that when they do well.
Yeah, if you ever listen to him talking, does not look like he would sound like that by any means. Because I went, like almost 2 years never hearing him talk. And then Bruno Fernandes and him had an interview on field. And I listened to it and I was like, that's what they sound like? Like, what?
I know. It's funny how that goes. Huh?
Yeah, we're doing great. This is awesome. My name is Bruno Fernandes. Like, okay.
But in the league, they are within 6 points of Liverpool now. So 56 for Liverpool, 50 for Ars. And my daughter was watching the game with me, and she said, "Dad, are we cheering for Ars or for New?" And I was like, "We're cheering for Ars."
Cheer for ours.
Your younger daughter.
Yeah, she just looked up at the score and saw the abbreviation. And I was like, "That's funnier than you think it is, little kid."
I know. And then my wife's team, Tottenham, the Hotspur, they're in a relegation battle. They're down 14.
Isn't that nuts? They're so bad.
Yeah. Yep. And
They
Everton.
lost in the EFL Cup too.
I'm excited for Everton because Moyes is back.
David
David Moyes. And I love David Moyes.
Yeah.
I think he's a quality head coach. He may not win you the title, but he's certainly got the raw end of the deal going to following. Nobody needs to follow a legend, right? That's the last person you want to follow. But he did amazing at West Ham. They won the Euro, right?
Yeah.
With him. So, and then they got rid of him. But, soccer coaches seem to run their course pretty quick, a lot quicker than maybe some other sports. So, those are. We hope your team is doing well and avoiding a relegation battle. That's why we love MLS, because there's no relegation and promotion. We don't have to worry about it. Under
Just
stress.
give away a wooden spoon. I think we should hit them with a wooden spoon, right? Everybody deserves
They
at least
should
one
do
good
the,
knock on the shoulder at least.
The birthday spanking tunnel with a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
And they got to go through.
He made that weird.
What
real
are you
quick,
guys
huh?
talking about?
He made
What are you
it
guys
weird.
into?
I said,
Like,
you should
seriously,
hit
what's
him
a
in the
spoon?
shoulder.
A wooden spoon? Nobody
spoons.
uses a wooden spoon.
Not anymore.
That's what they.
You didn't get beat with a wooden spoon as a kid?
No, I just got verbally beat.
Oh, that's way worse.
They changed it.
I got.
It's
beat
way
with a
worse.
spoon.
You got beat with a wooden spoon?
Physical abuse you can run away from. Verbal abuse stays with you
Yeah,
forever.
seriously, you
You
don't
gotta-
even.
You got to snap the belt.
That's what I'm
The belt
saying.
snap.
You could be driving to work and you're like,
Oh, I just got beat by my mom mentally again.
Well, I stopped asking.
definitely my
for-
fault.
And somehow it's my
It was
fault.
my fault. I don't know why I woke up.
We stopped asking for Hot Wheels tracks when we were kids. Because I fold them up and they hurt.
Those do hurt. Yeah.
So we hope your teams are doing well. Wherever you get your podcast, please
Smash the like button.
smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, follow us, tell your friends, leave a review. It would go a long way in helping us out. We're going to be a lot more involved this year.
Please tell us how much you don't like us.
Appreciate you.
Tell
Love
Brennan. Go to Reddit and
then
I'm
take
not
a-
on Reddit anymore.
Tell
They're boring
Brandt
over there.
How much you love him.
Nothing saucy. I want some juicy stuff.
go over to the RSL Random Fans subreddit and
Yeah, dude. Just go to Random Fan Anything and just tell us what you feel.
Tell us
We're
about
here
your
for you.
feelings
We're here
deep
for
down
you.
inside.
Tell us if
Especially if you got beat as a kid.
also
verbally.
if you've listened this far, you must be watching it as well. Put it in the comments what color of toupee these two would look great in.
yeah.
Would it be like a nice red, maybe a burgundy, or should it just be a nice dark, like real matte finish?
I need to get one just to have one because I can go like this and then it can flip forward.
Oh, the flip forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a style.
Yeah, just kind of show up just randomly show up with hair.
Just a little
Every once
Trump
in a while.
swirl.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then get red, like the Red Hulk. So that's what I'm saying.
Never saw that.
Well, it hasn't come out.
Or a mohawk.
Comes out on
Maybe I'll do
Thursday.
a mohawk.
Captain America.
All right.
Cool.
Do all
See ya,
that.
bye.
See ya. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Say hello to your mother for me.